I'm excited to be out checking out a new trail today. I'm at Riverbend Park in Conover, North Carolina, just a little bit north of 40. So far it's a beautiful park, really good information, so I thought that was awesome. So often I go find a trail because I've heard something about it and then I have to figure it out, and sometimes it's a bust. But I was impressed that they have a whole board at the beginning with a huge map, and they have little maps that you can grab and take with you, and they even have information ahead of time telling you where they have a washout, so there's no river crossing there right now. And it was so cool because they have, like, I guess the kiosks there throughout the trails to help you know where you are, and so they were able to tell you exactly where it is. So I'm able to make sure I avoid that spot. I'm on the red trail currently, but I'm not going to be able to just stay on the red trail because that is where the washout is. So we're going to see where the trails take us today. Right now we are walking towards the Catawba River, so we should be able to see that before too long. It's neat, they do have like a launch area, so you could bring a kayak or canoe or paddleboard or something. So they have, we'll see what it looks like when I get down there, but they had signs for you to be able to drive down there. So I thought that was neat. I also saw bike repair center up at the beginning, and I saw one person on a bike. So I know some trails allow bikes. This one was specifically a hike one, so especially on a weekend day I opt for not shared trails with the bicycles. So a little creek going out to the river. I can see the river through the trees, so we're almost there. This trail is very well marked. Alright, there's the river out there. So yes, there was a parking area. They had a sign for it to park lower down if you wanted to have river access. Pretty cool. Lots of trees, so especially on a camera you can only see so much through to see the river, but it's a beautiful day. Water's moving, some ripples on the rocks. So another thing that I thought was really cool, oh, here's a good view of the water. There we go, and a fallen tree. It does look inviting to go out there today. We're having some pretty high temperatures right now. But one other thing I thought was neat up at the trailhead was they did have restrooms, so I appreciate that. But they also had some signs up for like a trail challenge. So I guess they're celebrating Catawba County's trail system. And so they have 10 different hikes designated, and so they have each one set up as a group hike if you want to hike with a group, or you can complete them individually. And then they have some sort of certificate or award of completion and some sort of entry into prizes. So I think it's cool to have incentives to get more people out on the trails. And offering group hikes is great because people that are not always so confident going on their own can feel more comfortable. But also I think it's cool because it provides more accountability. Like, you know, if you set it up with a group, whether it's the established group hikes or just with a group of people, to decide to get out together and spend time out in nature, working your body a little bit together. So I thought that was really neat. So with a lot of things, I find I don't really need somebody to help me with accountability. I'm able to keep myself accountable enough. But I'm learning one of the areas that I do need some accountability is doing things for myself. So it could be simple things like cooking for myself rather than eating a jar of nuts, or splurging for a special drink for myself, or doing something I enjoy, or take the time to relax, even getting out to hike when it's just for me. Sometimes like, well, I don't need to, it's okay, I can lay low, which that was part of why I made this challenge for myself, because it would ensure that I get myself out. I have now made it past the halfway mark of my challenge for myself and feel like I'm doing pretty well. But with how I've been feeling lately, I didn't feel real into hiking these last couple of days, and so I'm by myself still, but I told Caleb I'm planning on going for a hike tomorrow, thinking that would, I knew he would then ask me about my hike today. I'm going to take a look at this map real quick, because it says we're coming up to the spot that's closed. I will be able to go past the spot. Okay. So I hinted at that. So first thing this morning, got a message asking what time I was going out for my hike today. I had made sure I got everything ready last night, so I wouldn't have any reason to not get out. Make sure my bag's ready and snacks and water bottles, all that stuff. So it was a little extra encouragement to make sure I got out to continue on my goal, and I think it's not a bad thing to accept and appreciate the support of someone else to provide a little accountability, especially while you're learning to do something and to make it a habit. So that's where I am with doing things for myself. But this was an excellent choice for a trail today. It is really clearly defined, not a challenging trail at all. It's just really nice stroll through the woods today, and most of it is very well shaded, which is perfect for a summer hike. So I did pack bug spray, knowing that I was going to be next to the river and knowing that there would be streams going out. And there are some muddy spots, but I haven't had any sort of real issue with any kind of bugs yet, so that's nice. Just enjoying the walk today. There are some people out, a few people with their dogs. One dog went down the bank and went for a swim in the river. He was having fun. I love finding little flowers. These are so cute. I feel like that's kind of what you think of as a typical flower. When a lot of people draw them, they draw them with some kind of center and then 5 petals around. And purple's always a good choice. Little creek is always pretty. There's quite a few fallen trees, but love to see the water flowing and hear it going over the rocks. Very soothing. I think it's neat. They knew this was a picturesque spot to stop. They put a bench here. Pretty cool. We did go by the washed out bridge. It's definitely washed out. They do have it roped off. There's nothing there, and it's pretty deep, so I understand them not wanting people going over there. There's a pretty little waterfall. You can tell there's definitely been some strong water and winds through here. The whole riverbank is covered by down trees. I think it's cool. We're coming up to our trail intersection. We're actually staying on the orange trail now, but the red and yellow also intersect up here. And there's some pretty little orange flowers right next to the orange post. It's like they put them there on purpose. Pretty fun. So no matter what's going on, for me, getting out for a little hike is always a good idea, a good choice. So that's one of the reasons I've made it such a priority for myself to do. So yeah, I'm glad I'm out here today. We've looped around. Even though our loop that we were planning on doing had a washout, we've been able to still keep the loop idea by connecting other trails. So we've been on all the different colors in one way or another. And it looks like we're going to be at about 5 or 6 miles total today. There's so many options for trails. So you could do a different route each time, especially once they get that trail crossing, a stream crossing back in. So the diversity of the trails here is pretty awesome. There's trails of all levels. Some are very wide and very graveled. You can tell vehicles do drive on them for different reasons. But then there's other trails that are much more narrow and have a lot more elevation change. On the Blue Trail now, and there have been spots where it's so narrow that barely one person fits through. So it's been fun checking out each of the different kinds of trails here. So apparently I've been a very poor estimator for distance lately. The other day I thought my hike was going to be 2.5 miles. It was well over 3, which isn't a big deal. It was fine. And then today I had estimated we'd make it back with a 5 to 6 mile hike. We're about at 6 now and we're miles away. I just looked at the map. So Good thing it's not storming or anything. It's a good reason to always bring extra water and snacks out with you. Oh, so silly. So despite this being a much longer hike than originally anticipated, glad I made it out here today. It's a cool place to check out. Definitely wouldn't mind coming back here. And be excited to see where I get to next. I'll see you next time on the trail with Heart.